Hello everyone! I wanted to give an update video. We have babies! These guys are 10 days old, and they are babies from my own eggs, from my first eggs that hatched out. So, I can officially make more babies on demand! But, so, I got this awesome little dog playpen from my cousin who's moving out of state. And it is working perfect, and I can probably fit like 40 babies in here if I ever hatch out that many at once. They love their little heat plate, and I'm using one of my feeders that I made, and as you can see there's no food waste, that's just all poop. I need to clean it, so I haven't gotten to that yet today. But those are the babies. There are 11, some of them are hiding underneath the heat plate. But yeah, and I've got another round of eggs that are from my first hatch. They are in the incubator. So we'll see how many hatch out there. They should be hatching in about a week. Now let's go outside. I got my signs up. There's my knock sign. My quail egg sign and my phone number. And here we go. Just got some fly strips. Start getting rid of these flies, man. So here, let me back up a little bit. So I got paper towels because I always seem to never have any. Love this is the cage so I can just hang stuff out of the way. This little guy here, he's from the second hatch. I came in a couple days ago and his head was completely scalped off. So I had to go fix him up. He's in the medical cage. We got the noisiest Roo, Biff. And we got Gil. He's not as noisy, but he still screams. And we got our two spinster hens. They do not like roosters, so at least I'm still getting eating eggs out of them. And we have got some action going on. We got Big Red and his two hens. These are where the fertile eggs are coming from. And then here we have the 12 from the second hatch, where I took out Wobbles because he was beat up. Now Wobbles could have been beat up either one because he was a third male and that messed up the ratio, or because he is gimpy. We call him Wobbles for a reason. But yeah. So these guys' eggs down here should starting to be fertile, but they're just stay inside. But they're just, oh, this one's really hot, just laid. But they are smaller than the other eggs from the bigger hens, so I don't want to sell them as hatching eggs yet until they get to a bigger size. They're starting to get up in size now. We got some more mating action going on. There are two roosters in here. One's there, and then that guy who was just on top of the other female. But yeah, everyone else in here. So I got a good ratio out of my second batch of eggs, which was awesome. Just got those eggs off of eBay. I have an empty cage at the bottom there. I need to get more feeders. I ran out of my J feeders there. So once I make another order and get some more J feeders, I'm going to be building more cages. And yeah, something exciting happened today, guys. I sold my first 3 dozen eggs. It's crazy. I sold 3 dozen eggs. I just put my signs up like 2 days ago. So that's pretty exciting. But this is... Why are you digging out all the food, buddy? You've never dug out all the food. Now you're just being a butthead. He was inside the last couple days because of his injuries. And he got soaked. We had a rainstorm. I didn't move the medical cage over to the middle, and so he got wet. So I had him inside for the last couple days to make sure he was good. I think he's angry, so he's taking all the food out. As you can tell, he's taking all of the food out. Because he's just being mad. He wants to be babied inside still. But yeah, that is the update. Got my water system hooked up to all of the cages here. And it works. And I can purge it and clean it, and yeah, all the water's connected, all the water's flowing. Most of the eggs get laid inside the sandbox, but sometimes they don't. I just added this extra little support grid. Oh man, I don't know how easy it is to see, but there's bamboo skewers, and I zip tied them down to the bottom of the cage floor, and that seems to help give it a little more stability, because apparently with the green, very flexible coated wire. Yes, it is coated, but it's a thinner gauge. It seems to not be able to hold up the weight of, you know, like a full set of birds. So they just weigh too much. So I gave it a little bit of support through the middle and extra support where the sandbox is. Yeah, it's another feature. I decided to move the sandboxes to the doors, because I realized the only time I actually go into the cage now is to try and retrieve the sandbox to get the eggs, and so this way there's less disturbance to the quails. So they can just do their thing, and they have all of the back row now for running around. So I think it actually gives them more length to stretch out, because I did have the sandbox in the back corner, and I had to reach all the way into the back side of the cage, which I can do. It's just annoying, and I keep scraping up my arm. This way I don't have to scrape up my arm as much. And yeah, I put these little bowls here to collect water. These guys, they really like standing in the little waterer there, so I put this stick on an angle just to keep them from putting their whole body on the waterer, and the bowl for dripping, because before it would just get all over the ground, which is fine, we're outside, but it was just so wet in here, and I think it made it more miserable, and more flies produced because it was moist. Yeah, and there's I just got some shavings for the babies inside, you saw, and so I decided to put a little bit on their trays to maybe help the poop dry up a little bit quicker and easier to take it off. We'll see if it works, but I kind of just threw it on there, and so there's some on the ground. But yeah, with these dust boxes, let's see what this one, cage door is open. I just drilled some holes so I could lace it through. That way the string stays up, and it's just really nice and tight against the front here. Because before, it was just loose, and it would just slide wherever they wanted, wherever it would go. And so it'd end up in front of the feeder, it'd end up in front of the water, it was just all over the place. So tying it, especially in front of the door here, it just gives them more stability, knowing where it's going to be. It's not going to be all over the place. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Oh, here's a little crow. There's a crow. Man, these flies. See, my fly strips are getting full. I just put them up like, was it yesterday? The day before? They are just crazy. Sorry, probably shaking the camera around too much. But yeah, that's the setup. That's their little compost pile. But if anyone wants to see the whole setup, it's in a 6x12 dog kennel. I do have a 10x10 canopy I'm thinking about putting up. So I'm going to have to shift the whole cage over a little bit to get the canopy snug back there. And I think it'll just be a better roof than just the tarp, because when it does rain, as you can see, this is bowed here. As this rains, filled with water and comes down to here, and the tarp is actually getting stressed out a little bit. So it's going to start losing its waterproofing quality pretty soon. She's going to have little holes in it. And I don't want that to happen, because then that would just be a disaster for all the little quails. So that's really it. Oh, I decided to put little placards up so we know who's in there and their hatch date. That way, also, if I have to have anyone take care of them for me if I'm out of town, they can know which ones get which food, because I have mix of food now. We've got just straight quail feed for the roosters and the babies, and then 75% layer feed and 25% quail feed mix for the laying cages and the the hens. So yeah, just easier all around. But that's it. Just going on. Nothing too crazy. I got more stuff to build. Gotta figure out how to rearrange this all, but I'm gonna do that once I figure out a better roofing solution. Okay, well that's it for the update for now. Bye-byes.